and Islamists yelling Allah Akbar, killing people. While saying it wasn't an Islamic attack that happened in Nice, even though they admit it was. They said San Bernardino wasn't. Fort Hood wasn't. And again, it just shows what these Western governments are doing. And now we've got to have Islamic training in schools to make us accept it so they don't kill us anymore. Meanwhile, Dems censor white from red, white, and blue to avoid triggering color white change because it's racist. InfoWars reporter Joe Biggs discovered that Democrat media party planners excised the white from the red, white and blue sections of the media party in order to not trigger anyone. And don't worry, they've excised. The censorship's now so trendy and cool, they've excised the word Ali from a killer, or Allah Akbar. Meanwhile, I reported on this in the middle of last week when Roger Ailes stepped down from Fox News as their CEO, that it was a total made-up red herring that had organized for years and ready for the election, and that they were bringing it out in the election to basically allow the control in the final months and have Fox News contributors be so intimidated they wouldn't dare put out any information that might hurt Hillary. And the last straw was when Sean Hannity, about a month ago, had Donald Trump on and allowed him to talk about Bill Clinton and rape, settling rape cases. And because of that, that's the big term that they banned Roger Stone off CNN, MSNBC, and Fox. He's been banned for 6 months. He didn't want to talk about that, but he was basically told. So that's unfolding as well. And now if you think Fox had already gotten bad and lost half its ratings and many demographics because it was becoming so globalist, it's a bellwether of the coup that's happening. And there's a breakdown here. Report, Murdoch's son, horrified by potential Trump presidency, forced out Roger Ailes. And it lists a bunch of different articles from Slate, Fox, you name it, admitting that, yes, indeed, this is being done right now. This is all pre-planned. The lawsuit set up years ago, ready to bring down Ailes right before the election. And the next will be Matt Drudge and Alex Jones and everybody else. So this is how they do it. And the Roger Ailes things is completely synthetic. Look at the Clintons settling rape cases, covering it up, all the enabling, all the lying, all of it. But that's okay. But for me, the issue is we have Debbie Wasserman Schultz first saying she wouldn't be at the DNC yesterday because of the hacked emails coming up. That they were there. The media is mainly focusing on the fact that they said, let's create a narrative that he's a bumbling idiot, he's a moron, he doesn't know how to run things. That's actually true about Bernie Sanders. I mean, it's a fact the guy didn't have a paying job until he was 40. But she said, let's develop that. But deeper in the emails, it's come out in a few news articles, there's thousands of them. Deeper in the emails is that they were talking about having the superdelegates just block him and announcing a narrative that it didn't matter if he won, they were still going to win. Remember, they nakedly came out 5-6 months ago and said it doesn't matter if he wins New Hampshire. It doesn't matter all these states he wins. The superdelegates matter. We changed the rules. We're the sovereigns. They tried that with the Republicans. But to their credit, it failed. But now, they're going into this convention with the Queen Hillary's coronation, crooked, robbing Hillary, who didn't even win California, but they, quote, met the day before with the AP and CNN, with the big donors and the superdelegates, and they decided what her numbers would be so they could then announce it the next day. The voting didn't even matter. And I can't believe there's not a bigger outrage by this, but I'll say this, Sanders talks about a lot of real problems, deindustrialization, globalization, corrupt megacorporations being above the law, but that's not capitalism, that's globalism. But the problems he talks about are real. His solutions, look at Venezuela and everywhere else, they don't work. His solutions are what globalists actually want. They just want it done a little bit slower via Hillary. But talking to Hillary supporters, they are the most cultic, dumbed-down, mindless, stupid people we've ever seen. I got to hand it to the Bernie Sanders people on average. They actually make some really good points and are smart. So I'll give them that. But it gets crazier. What else is in these emails? That they organized the anti-Trump demonstrations that were so violent in Chicago and other areas. We knew that was Hillary. It was Roger Stone and others that confirmed it was Hillary. It wasn't people in Bernie Sanders shirts beating up Trump supporters, attacking folks. It was Hillary operatives. That's in the emails as well. That's mainstream news. That they scapegoated the Bernie people so that Democrats would see that and think, wow, beating up innocent folks, we're not for that. Or people calling for communism, we're not for that, to make Hillary look less radical. So they played Sanders, just like the globalists always play socialist. They played democratic socialist. There's no such thing. They played him so hard, they're playing you now unless you wake up and vote for Trump. Here's the bigger question, though. What about election fraud? I mean, you know, if they'll steal the votes in at least 10 states and give it to Hillary Clinton when Sanders in some cases was 25 points ahead, 20 points ahead, 14 points ahead, 11 points ahead, 10 points ahead. These are real states. He won by a landslide. If they'll steal the nomination, will they try to steal the election? You bet your bottom buck, buckaroo. Look at these headlines, CNBC. Wasserman steps down ahead of DNC convention after blowback from WikiLeaks saga. Pressure mounts on Wasserman to resign. She did. Top DNC staffer apologizes for email on Sanders' religion. Oh, yeah, there's even anti-Semitic crap in there. Leaked emails show DNC officials, I told you they're Democrats, folks, planned anti-Trump protest, and they ran them and did them and had folks dressed up as Sanders. Boom. Daily Caller. Twitter, accused of suppressing DNC WikiLeaks story. Oh, think so? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. But when we come back, I've got a bunch of clips I'm going to play. First, Trump, taking a line directly from this broadcast. We're going to be Americanism, Americana, not globalism. The mainstream media in hundreds of publications panicked Thursday night when they heard Donald Trump talk about, we're going to promote Americanism, not globalism. That will be our credo. Because they couldn't block it. When he gave speeches saying that in other parts of the country and similar things, they would just not cover it. Not Fox, not CNN, not anybody. Of course, the alternative new media that in many cases is bigger than the old dinosaur media, it did. In fact, Buckley just was vacationing with his wife in Europe. He just sent me a photo of the New York Times. I'm going to tweet out during the next break. A photo he took that was the New York Times, a full double-page spread, the T-shirts of the RNC. And there's nothing inflammatory. There's nothing political. There's no Hillary for prison. There's nothing. And they wonder why they have to be owned by the richest man in Mexico and why they're bankrupt. Why they're like a baseball card for some Mexican kingpin. Because they're a fraud. They're a birdcage liner. They're a joke. Their whole mystique is gone. When I was there, they're like, the New York Times wants to do a profile. The New York Times wants to interview. And I was just like, New York Times, one of them showed up. She's a nice lady and everything. But I was just like, I don't care to talk to you. Just make up whatever you want to make up. You don't want to talk to the New York Times? No, I don't want to go play basketball with Kim Jong-un either. I mean, I just blow my brains out before that. I mean, I just, don't you get it? I don't want to be in the establishment. You've wrecked the greatest country on earth. You've bankrupted us. You've run us in the ground. Don't you understand? I don't want to be in your club. I want to trailblaze. I want to bring back liberty. I want to make America and the world great again. And that means exposing you, because once you're exposed, you're gone. It's just so pathetic. They've hired all these nobodies, all these hunchbacked, intellectual, midget people that just think they're God, and you're not God. Your whole world's coming to an end. Figure that out. But, of course, they're scapegoating Wasserman Schultz, another bug-eyed demon, like she was the one trying to steal things from Sanders. But Hillary didn't. She didn't know. She's cut Wasserman Schultz's head off politically. No honor among thieves. They steal it from the voter. They steal it from Sanders. They put that hyperbolic weasel, up there on TV to resign as if everybody's going to go to sleep now because of this. Truly sickening. And they went out I got to tell you, I don't roll my eyes a lot of what Stone says because everything he's ever told me turns out to be true. It's why they say he's the biggest liar ever and he's a hatchet man and he's a dirty trickster because none of it's true. None of it, from my experience. It's sickeningly accurate, the stuff he comes up with. Sickeningly accurate, the connections he gets us. And he was like, oh, they're all, we have the intel. They're all Sanders people. It's all fake. They're directing it. The Justice Department, Obama and Hillary are directing the entire protest against Trump. You know, we know through the Chicago PD they were ordered to stand down, on and on and on, and now it's in the emails. Boom. He's joining us coming up in about 25 minutes. But let me play this short clip of Trump Thursday night and Trump a few weeks before, combined with his Declaration of Independence against the globalists. Here it is.
The era of economic surrender will finally be over. We will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism.
There you go. And then there's another clip in that intro that I'm going to put in all our intros, and I'm going to hammer forever, where Trump says, we're going to play it coming up in the next segment, where he says in his speech that was Thursday night, Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo. That is going to be just, you're going to hear that every hour on the show forever. I am going to hammer it because it is so key. Now, let's go ahead and go to another clip here. Let's go ahead and go to this clip. Now, folks, people have to understand something. When Mark Dice, who does reporting for us, puts out these famous videos that Drudge and everybody else links to, where he goes out, 90% of Californians, white, black, Hispanic, college degrees, you name it, 90%, 9 out of 10 every time. Sometimes it's 10 out of 10, but usually it's 9 out, sometimes it's 13 out of 14, but it's usually about 9 out of 10. Say, we want to put all gun owners in slave camps and kill them. Or we're going to take their guns and put them in slave camps. Or we want to, make everybody be slaves in a globalist commune. I mean, they don't know what the 4th of July is. They don't know anything. They say, let's make Karl Marx Hillary Clinton's VP. Oh, yes, it's great. If you say Hillary supports making Karl Marx her VP, they're the biggest fake intellectuals. They don't know what planet they're on. They just know they feel powerful. They're with the system, even as it gang rapes them. This is the first person Rob Dew today in Philadelphia at the DNC interviewed. And by the way, most of the people, this guy's about a 9 or a 10 when it comes to being a zombie moron, but they're all 6, 7s, or 8s. I mean, this is, and so we're going to put out videos that are just, we don't usually even do this. We'll just put out videos like Mark Dice where it's like 15 people and 12 or 13 of them can't talk, okay? Remember the Obama phone lady? He gave us a phone, gonna do more. I mean, it's like the white, black, doesn't matter. It's like Muppets. And God bless them, they're human beings, but this is who they are. This is who their operatives are. And he says, well, they stole it from Sanders. Says, that's fine. Whatever the government wants to do. These are soulless husk. Then a Sanders guy comes over. Oh, you got an agenda, InfoWars. We're like, really? We let him talk, and he goes, okay, I guess you don't. Yeah, no, we have an agenda to show what's going on. We wish that 10 out of 10 people were at least as smart as a Sanders supporter. But they're not. We're showing you what's going on. I just fire and forget, folks. I just cover, boom, the facts, what my historical gut is, what we believe to be true. Doesn't mean we're perfect, but let me tell you, compared to Dinosaur Media, we are the opposite. Let's go ahead and go to part of this clip. Here it is.
Okay, so I'm here with a Hillary supporter. He's got a shirt that says, yes, Queen 2016. What's your name, sir?
My name is Anthony Novotny from Havertown. I'm a Democratic leader. Greg Vitale sent me down to volunteer with the committee of Democrats for Hillary Rodham Clinton. And I support the Democrats because John F. Kennedy inspired me to become a Democratic leader. I trust Hillary. I trust Hillary for leadership, dedication, honor, trust, dignity, loyal, trustworthy. Hillary's the best. I know when she becomes president, she'll be the best leader in the world. Go Hillary.
All right. Hey, did you see the article about the WikiLeaks documents that came out and said the DNC was trying to throw it for Hillary? They did not want Bernie Sanders to become the nominee for the Democratic Party.
Well, I believe that the Democratic Party, they know what they're doing. Hillary's a good leader. I trust Hillary. Hillary is a good leader. And I know when she becomes president of the United States, she'll be an outstanding leader for our country. I trust her for